Well, hello, Gateway. It's time for our weekly update, and this is an update that we've been waiting on. We began to talk about restarting in-person gatherings. We've received some information from the governor from the state that is helping us make some decisions around how to start back. And so, it's interesting that in a group of people that there can be so many different ideas. Some of you guys, you're the one that's driving around in your car by yourself with your mask on. And then there are others, and you're ready to go hug a tree if it would hug you back, right? And so I just want to say to you this morning that it is okay to be in either of those places. And I want to say to you that we are committed as a church to not let the enemy divide us over this. And I thank you so much for being united as a church and for loving each other through all of this. About 8 weeks ago, we made some choices as a church for a couple of reasons. The first reason was to protect those in our congregation and in our community that are most vulnerable to this disease. And then the second reason was to love our community and to do our part in slowing and stopping the spread of this disease. And I just want to say thank you, Gateway. You have done an outstanding job. You continue to do an outstanding job in embracing the online things that we've done. The outreach events that we have offered to you, you have responded in a magnificent way to those things. And so thank you so much. And we continue to do those things. I think we also are beginning to recognize how important our relationships are, aren't we? We're beginning to realize how important worshiping together really is and all that comes along with being a part of a church family. We're missing those things. We need those things. There are a lot of people right now that are struggling spiritually and emotionally, mentally. And so while we continue to love and protect the best that we can, we are beginning to talk about ways that we can resume gathering in person. And even as I say that, some of you are like, amen, it is about time. And then there are others of you, when I say that, it just scares you to death. And again, it's okay to be in both of those places. And I would just say to you, we can't do this all at once. We're going to have to do this step by step, and we're going to do it carefully, and we're going to do it well. And so here's the plan. Basically, this is what we're looking at. Gateway is beginning with small groups first. You guys know that small groups are the lifeblood of our church. So much ministry and care happens in our small groups. And so it's very important that we have those up and running as soon as possible. So Brother Jay is in contact already with our small group leaders, and he's working out times and places where we can have small groups and allow them to meet where they can be spaced out and they can do that safely and do that well. Now, more on that in a moment, but those small groups will start as soon as this coming week, particularly for those that are comfortable doing that. In terms of worship, for now, we're going to begin on May 23rd and 24th, that weekend, with 3 services offered at Atoka. Now, having 3 services will allow for smaller crowds, better distancing, and it will keep us under capacity guidelines that we've been given. Now, the service times at Atoka are as follows, and so listen real closely. Saturday night at 6:30 p.m., Sunday morning at 10:45 a.m., and then Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. Those 3 will be identical services, and so you will choose one of those 3 services to attend. Munford and Covington services will resume that weekend at their regular times because they're smaller groups and they can stay within our guidelines. Now, hopefully, we can build our small group structure, at least for now, around those 3 service times. And so what that will mean is that some of our small groups will have to move away from their regular Sunday morning meeting time, and they'll have to adjust in some way. And it also will mean those of you that are used to coming on Sunday morning, which really is all of us, that will mean some of you will need to come on either Sunday night or on Saturday night. And I know you guys are willing to do whatever you need to do for us to be able to have in-person meetings once again. And so we also are going to be asking that for now, that you indicate to us which service you are planning to attend. And you'll be able to do that on our website. You'll be able to go on there and let us know which service you'll attend, and that's going to allow us to be sure that we're staying within the guidelines that we're given, and we can keep those services in a manageable total. And so it's very important now that you hear the instructions or precautions that I'm about to share with you. The most important one is this first one. Please do not attend if you're not feeling well, if you've got a cough or a fever, or you're health compromised in some way, or you're just not ready yet to come back. And we want you to know that it is okay in those circumstances not to attend. We will be maintaining an online service of some kind until everybody is comfortable coming back to church. As far as seating goes, seating will be spread out in both small groups and in the worship services. Families can obviously sit together, but then they'll be at least 6 feet apart from the next family. And so there'll be good distancing there. Masks are encouraged, although we are not requiring people to wear a mask. For some masks, you just don't want to wear them. They're not comfortable. You have trouble breathing, whatever the case might be. And let me just encourage you as you think about that. If by wearing a mask, you can encourage more people to be willing to come back into in-person gatherings, or you could do something that will allow us to meet in person, maybe that is a sacrifice that we would be willing to make. And so just food for thought there. Again, I know you're tired of being told this, but we're going to encourage people to continue to wash their hands, to use hand sanitizer, which, by the way, there'll be stations, they'll be all over the place for you to be able to use. Some additional things that we are planning on doing or not doing will not be passing offering plates or bulletins. We will be doing a thorough cleaning after each small group meeting and also after each worship service to be sure everything is clean. We are planning on some child care for little babies through about 3 years of age. And I would say to you, I don't expect necessarily a lot of people to take advantage of that. I don't think we're going to have a lot of children in child care, but we do want you to know that it will be there if you feel like you need that. We're really encouraging people to bring their children into those worship settings. We're going to provide some things to do, a packet of coloring pages and those kind of things for kids to do during the services. And to be honest, I mean, we're really looking forward to the laughter and the noise that'll be a part of kids being in there. And so please don't hesitate to bring your child on in to those settings. And so guys, that's the plan. And I know that we are going to learn as we go. Things could change as we go along. But my encouragement is, man, let's just make this a lot of fun and enjoy being back in the presence of one another. And I just want to say too, and I know you're going to do this, but be respectful of one another and differing views while all this is going on. Listen, we are one and we are united in Jesus Christ, and that is what matters. And so be respectful of one another in all of this. And I would just say, man, together, let's do this. Let's get excited about it. Let's do it. I know the Lord has incredible things planned, and all along the way, there are going to be folks that are going to feel comfortable plugging back in at different times. And man, there's going to come a day when we're all back together, worshiping together again. I can't wait for that. A couple of things outreach-wise, we are going to have a time of honoring our high school graduates. On May 17th, we're going to have a vehicle parade, and we'll be giving you some more details on this, but we're going to be taking monetary donations until then at the church, and also congratulations and encouragement cards for our seniors as well, so you can help out there. And then I want to remind you of our prayer drive that you can find on our website. Love for you to do that. It is fantastic, and probably the most important thing that any of us could do right now is to be praying for our communities. Well, guys, you're loved by your staff, you're loved by the Lord, you're loved by your pastor, and I'm excited. I can't wait to see what God is going to do, and can't wait to see you.